Hey, BookTube. Well, I'm walking to Shinjuku Station from where I live. It's about 45 minutes or an hour to meet a friend, and I just decided I'm gonna do a little vlogging along the way because I want to tell you a story. I'm kind of in that nostalgic mood because of the way that I ended my Friday reads today. I'm filming this on Friday, December 7th or something, and where I was waxing appreciatively about the podcast, all the books from Book Riot, and that, and then soon afterwards it was the Readers podcast hosted by BookTube's own Simon Savage and Thomas, that and then soon after that Jenny's Reading Envy podcast, and that I just listened to, and I would walk home from work whenever the weather and the season permitted, and I would just, it's hard to overstate it, but it's hard to say it, it's hard to convey the liminal kind of reinventions space that I was in during those months, or during that year. And it's what eventually got me onto BookTube, but that was a year later or so. But I would walk home at night, and I would often come down this street going the other way towards my home, and I would be listening to the readers, or listening to all the books, or listening to Reading Envy, and I started to, especially with Jenny, I was Reading Envy, make friends with her. And so this is one of my sweet spots in Tokyo. Do you see those benches? They're rather nondescript, except that benches are a precious commodity in Tokyo. But this was at about the halfway spot from where I taught a lesson to a really cute Japanese guy at a restaurant at Nakano Sakaue Station. And this is about the halfway point to Sasazuka. And as long as it wasn't raining, I would sit down on this bench and I'd have a can of beer or chuhai or some kind of alcohol. I mean, what better way to reward yourself from having gotten through another work day than walking an hour or two home at night with alcohol. It's fabulous. But I would sit on one of these benches. And I would often sit here for an hour updating Litzy, or sending a message via Goodreads to Jenny from Reading Envy, or I hadn't discovered BookTube yet, or sending a tweet to Thomas from the Readers, or anything to do with, preparing a quote to post on Litzy. Because the other thing that I would do when I was walking on audio, of course, I should have mentioned before, was audiobooks. But every time I walk by this, and now it's close to my new apartment, and when I walk to Shinjuku, I pass by it. I remember that as much as the space that I made for reading and all things bookish in my life was not a physical space, to the degree that it was, this was it. This was one of the important places, one of the important physical places where I would pause and become more myself. Anyway, I wanted to show you, I just discovered this. I am now maybe almost 20 minutes from my house, so the location is not ideal, but this would be a fabulous place to film. You got greenery in the back and a little bench, but it's so, I just have a feeling that I would walk 20 minutes to come here and it would be occupied. But anyway. Oh, well, look at this, right across the street. So, same idea. So, if that one over there is occupied, I could always do this one. And let's go down this little back street. One of the most magical things about maybe Japan, but certainly Tokyo, is you go down a little back street like this, and this one's probably going to prove me wrong, in which case I'll delete it. Oh, it's pretty. Yeah, though there's nothing here, but often there is like 8,000 little bars and restaurants that you would never know unless you just happened to go down the street. Looks like people actually sit in the grass there. Here is a better example of a little side street. Okay, so that's a little cafe. Right now it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. It's just a cafe. So they have a bookshelf full of manga comics to read. Barbershop. Paku Asian food dining. Oh, I'll have to try this one day when I'm walking. Horomun. Now, horomun, if I'm not mistaken, is fish's internal organs or something like that. I have tried it. The less said about it, the better. Okay, that's just a mini example of one of my favorite things about living in Tokyo. Oh, and this was one of the reasons I kept my camera out. Well, this one is a salad place, and one thing that I really notice is how hard it is to get a lunch-sized, a meal-sized salad. And those are too expensive. It's almost $10. They do look good. But I wanted to film this. What is this? I'm going to show this to somebody who can read the kanji, but look at that. What do you think it is? Every time I walk by it, it captures my imagination. I'm going to film the kanji and somebody to tell me. Good 20 or 30 minutes away. Good 20 minutes away from Shinjuku. Lots of time, so poke along. I'm in my shirt sleeves, long sleeves, but no jacket. It's about 16 degrees in Tokyo on Friday, December 7th. So I'm a bit of a sweat walking. Or is it from all the cute boys? Yeah. In an advertisement. Coffee Thursday. Turn it off, Sean. Turn it off. I have never heard that sound, and I've lived in Tokyo for almost 10 years. It sounds like an opera singer clearing her throat. Shinjuku Station. Boys. He waved at me, but I guess he saw I was filming. It'd be on my video any old time. might as well talk, do the introduction while I'm walking. There is I was talking about all the lovely back streets full of magical eating and drinking establishments. One of the most historic I'm going to take you to, because I've got some time before I meet my friend, and it's just over here. And I think it predates the war, like it wasn't bombed. That's the feel of it, and I think I read that. I don't know, there's a name for it. If I can find it, I'll put it on a text note at the bottom. And it's just makeshift little hovels where you can get yakitori or beer or pretty much anything you want, but it's nothing fancy. It's not a, you kind of feel like you're in a makeshift eating stand, and they've been there for decades and decades, and now they're so famous that it's apparently, I just heard this the other day, it's actually really expensive to go to eat there. Here's some Christmas bullshit. God, I don't like Christmas. I mean, I like Christmas from Christmas Eve until Boxing Day. Before then and after that, everything about Christmas makes me want to throw up. I came all the way to Japan and I still can't get away from it. So the back streets are over there. But meanwhile, I gotta get through this. Puts my Friday vlog to shame. I just walked around my house. It's much more interesting. Hey. So here we step back into the past, Japan's past. Hope I can find it. I haven't been here maybe never. I've often gone to that. Just for example, I love these areas. They just fill me with joy. Wow, I feel like a beer. It's not quite time yet. Some of them are busy. It's not. I am hungry. Okay, so have you ever had raw horse meat? Basashi? It's actually pretty good. I don't like whale. I've only tried it once. I'd never try it again for ethical reasons as much as anything now, but it's not very good. Place is busy after close early. God, it smells so good. Eel. No, thank you. I don't hate it, but I don't like it too much. Oh, here they have, I think it's probably shoju, but it could be sake. That's where I wish I could read kanji. No, I'm going to take a guess that it's sake from all different areas of Japan. There's the code, and there's the Well, I'm getting more and more into drinking sake for some reason recently, so I might want to go there. I actually don't think this is the main little back street. It's not seedy enough from what I'm remembering, but anyway, it gives you an idea. Look at that chef guy there. I love Japan. Not always, but right at this moment, I freaking love it. Okay, if I find another one, I'll show you, but otherwise, you saw it. Well, I'm not lost because I know where I am, but I didn't need to come here. This is the east exit of Shinjuku Station. So I know how to get to where I'm going, but I can take the long way around. Anyway, this is a bright lights, big city kind of place. I have many memories of my drinking parties called nomikai. Nomu is drink and nomikai is drinking party. And we always tended to meet at the east exit. And I don't like drinking in Shinjuku that much anymore. Maybe I need to reconsider that opinion. Don't you just think I need to have a second opinion on not wanting to drink? Ah, fuck! But I prefer to do my drinking in local neighborhood spots where you can actually make friends with the staff and the other customers. So I always prefer to drink near my house or near somebody else's house, but like a local area. And I'm gonna do that tonight, later tonight. Anyway, there's Christmas, more Christmas bullshit. I have no idea what that place is, but is it ever beautiful? Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, it's a restaurant. Dancing Crab. Momentarily distracted. He actually walked by me and then he turned around. Oh, it's Sri Lankan crab. Interesting. Karaoke? Karaoke is not a pet peeve. Living in this country. So many things about which I absolutely love is people do not watch where they're going. They expect you to get out of their way. And there are many collisions. I think I'm going the right way. I'm meeting my friend, keeping her a mystery, but I'm meeting her at the bookstore. I think this is going to take me right here. This is the southeast exit, Shinjuku Station. I think if I keep going here, I will hit it. Yeah, it's pretty exciting, I must say. It plays me out. I don't come here very often, but when I do, I have a good time. This is a Friday night. I haven't been in Shinjuku on a Friday night. I can't remember the last time. A year or more. Oh, good. Yep. See that sign, Takashimaya? That's where I'm headed. That's where the bookstore is. There's an adjoining building. All right, I'm going to turn you off.